Hey everyone, Alex Keeson here, and as always, this is Heart and Mind of a Leader YouTube channel. So thanks again for tuning in, watching this video, and watching other videos that I have posted. I really appreciate it, and of course, please share the videos if you like them, if you think they contribute to your personal growth, development, motivation, inspiration, and you think it could help other people that you may know, your friends, your family members, or somebody that you just met. If you think that could be helpful to them, please share the links to these videos with them as well. And we always welcome new subscribers to the YouTube channel. So appreciate it. And in today's particular video, I wanted to talk about career development, of course, and professional growth. And I don't know, for some reason I chose September as a career development and professional growth month. Perhaps it's because typically around this time of the year, school year starts, and at least in the United States, many schools start around August, and I know that many schools in Europe start usually around September 1st. So I felt like it was a good opportunity for me to pick this particular theme for videos that I'm capturing in the month of September. And specifically for today's video, I want to talk about the importance of creating a professional resume and why it's important, and kind of what are some of the perhaps confusions or misunderstandings around the resume building, creating a resume that's professional, that's presentable to potential employers, and why it's important to keep updating and maintaining your resume once it has been built. So many of you may have already created a professional copy of your resume. Perhaps I know that in many cases, at least in the United States, we are thought to begin creating the resume typically when you get into first couple of years into high school, and so that's when we typically get to learn about what is the resume to begin with, why it's important, why it's needed, and you begin practicing putting the resume together, perhaps even to use that for your first job that you apply while you were still in high school. But of course, it's important to remember that that resume that you created in high school is not going to work as a resume that you would need if you were to apply for a job after college and or beyond high school, because it would need to be most definitely enhanced. It will need to be, in many cases, rewritten based on all of your accomplishments, all of your achievements, or all your new skills that you have acquired. So, and of course, the format itself. It's obviously you don't want to leave it as a very basic, very template type of a resume approach that you perhaps created in your first few years in school. So let's talk about the importance of updating the resume to begin with. Why it's important? Well, first of all, resume must be updated regardless whether you're looking for a job, actively seeking employment or not, or if you're happily employed with a business that you're part of. That's great. It's still important to continue to maintain and update your resume on a regular basis. Why it's important is, well, first of all, as you go through your professional career, as you take on additional responsibilities, new jobs, you want to make sure that of course, your new experience, your new skills that you acquire are reflected on your revised and updated resume. and you want to make sure that you have a copy of a fresh, recently updated, recently reviewed resume available to you at all times. Because even if you're happily employed at your existing place of business with your existing employer, I'm assuming you would want to continue to move your upward trajectory in terms of your professional development and your role, new role, for example. If there's something that you may be a new role that you decide you want to explore, or you're interested in applying with your current employer, in most cases, you are required to provide an revised or updated copy of your resume at that time, even with your existing employer. So you want to make sure that all your experience that you have acquired up until that point is actively, accurately, and correctly reflected on your resume, so that your employer can see everything you've accomplished, all the wins, all the successes that you had, and all the new skills that you've acquired in that period of time before you applied. So that's the reason why it's important to keep that copy of your resume updated. Of course, if you applying for a job with a new employer, different company, then that's equally important that you take the most updated and the revised copy of your resume with you to the interview with a new prospective employer of yours. Because of course you want to highlight everything you have accomplished with your previous place of employment and other employment experiences that you had in the past. And typically going back 7 to 8 to 10 years, in some cases, you want to highlight all the things that you've done, especially if let's say if you remained with the same company in the place of business for several years. But you took different roles, or you took different responsibilities. You want to make sure that is clearly highlighted and outlined in your resume as a history, so you can in your under your experiences section, so that your either current or new employer can see everything that you've done. All the key things, all the key points, key skills, key accomplishments that you want to call out should be reflected on your resume. And then, of course, you can speak to it. You can highlight, add some additional commentary about any of those experiences or any of those skills that you've acquired during the actual interview process with an interviewer. Should they need more information, or if they ask any additional follow-up questions. So that's the reason why. Of course, it's also important to keep your personal information updated on the resume. Many of us move from place to place, from city to different state to different country. You want to make sure that your resume reflects your most current address and your contact information, your email address. Make sure it's updated. Your phone information. Make sure that is updated. Because, of course, if your current or new potential prospective employer wants to reach out to you, they should be able to have the current information on file on your resume, whether that's the one you've uploaded through one of the job sites, or you hand deliver to the employer. They want to be able to reach out to you using that information. And I kind of touched on the skills section and the skills development. That's the part of the resume outside of the professional experiences and different roles that you might have held in the different companies or the same company. Skills section is equally as important to be updated and stay updated at all times. And as you add more information to it, because if you are like me, you want to make sure that as you learn a new skill, as you complete a new training course, perhaps on your own or with your as part of your employment, you want to make sure that's reflected on your resume, because that's an additional skill or knowledge base that you did not have before, but now you do. So you want to make sure that's reflected there as well, so that everybody can see that you have that knowledge, you have that experience, you have that certification, whatever course you took or professional development course you took, that should be reflected on your resume. Of course, some things you may, some courses that you take as part of your maybe not necessarily a professional development, but maybe something your personal development, something that you are just something you're interested in. Maybe it's your hobby or something like that. And you take a course on that, but it has no correlation to your professional profile, your professional growth, your career. Then you may choose to keep that off of your resume and then just kind of keep that to yourself and store it somewhere else. But anything that can help you to display your growth and development, that should be reflected on your resume. So we talked about that. We talked about professional development. We talked about the skills and experiences. Your personal information must be updated. And of course, if there's any volunteering opportunities that you had or you took part in, you also want to reflect that on your resume. You don't necessarily have to list all of them, but maybe you want to call out some of the key volunteering experiences that you took part in, and that would be a good conversation topic, perhaps, with your potential employer that you can take or you can explore with them. I think that's pretty much covers it all. Well, one last thing on the resume, of course, if you have a LinkedIn profile, professional LinkedIn profile, which I think many people do at this time, this is 2022, so I think a lot of people have professional profiles established on LinkedIn. So if you have that, and if it's a very good, solid profile that you would like to share with your potential prospective employers, then you want to include that also, that link or the information to your LinkedIn profile on your resume as well, so that the recruiter or your employer could easily access your profile on LinkedIn and take a look at that as well when they're making their hiring decisions. LinkedIn profile, it kind of could be its own separate topic, because it's in my opinion it's as equally, if not more important than resume. You want to make sure that is updated, that is current, make sure it reflects the same story or similar story that you tell on your resume. Make sure all the experiences, and there's many different sections, of course, on the LinkedIn that you can fill in various languages that you may know, or experiences that you may have, certifications, hobbies, things like that. All that could be completed and filled out as part of your LinkedIn resume or profile. So you want to keep that also updated, current, relevant, and then great looking. Just make sure that it's presentable. So you make sure you have your professional headshot there. Make sure you have your personal information current and updated. Your background image. Make sure it's professional and presentable. So all those things are very important. And in a way, your resume, your professional resume, plays together very well together with your LinkedIn profile. They kind of work together. Because if the prospective employer or recruiter wants to take a look at your LinkedIn profile first, they can do that. And then if they still need any additional information, or they would like to learn more about you or your professional experience, they can then pull up a copy of your resume and read that as well. Or they can go the other way, take a look at the resume. If there needs some additional context, they can also visit your LinkedIn profile, which in many cases they do before they make a decision. So that's reason why it's important to keep your resume updated, keep it current, keep it professional, and everything else that I've mentioned earlier, or why it's important. Now, you may not know how to write a very solid, very good professional resume that presents yourself well, and all of your experience, all of your skills, or if you may not know how to build a very good professional LinkedIn profile. That's okay. First of all, you can take many courses. A lot of them are free online to learn how to write a good resume, how to build a good resume. Same thing for the LinkedIn profile. If you done that, but still don't feel confident that you can do a great job in putting that together, there's many different paid services that you can take advantage of, and use to hire someone to write a good, create a good resume, or good LinkedIn profile for you, and that's there's many different services. I've seen Monster.com, I think, offers that paid service that they can help you write the resume for a fee, of course. The good resource is the topresume.com. You can check out that resource. There's a lot of good information there. There's an opportunity for you to also pay for somebody to prepare and create a resume for you. The other one, I don't believe that there's a paid resume building option, but a good resource to put your resume on is the resumerabbit.com. Also another good resource. And another one that I wanted to highlight is the recruiter.com. Again, that's another good resource to check out for resume posting services as well as resume building services. So those are some of the good resources to check out. And if you would like to pay to create your resume, there are options for you there as well. That way, the resume that will be prepared is professional, is exactly how you intend for it to look, how you envision for it to look. Make sure it highlights everything that you've accomplished. And typically, if you're paying someone to prepare your resume, there is a review process that takes place between the person who's writing the resume and yourself. And if there's something that you like to change, update, highlight, remove, that's typically the kind of the conversation takes place between you and that person, and until you're fully satisfied with what the resume looks like, and that will be essentially your final version of that resume or LinkedIn profile, or both. So that is really it in terms of the importance of creating a professional resume, importance of creating a professional LinkedIn profile. That's something that I wanted to highlight in this particular video. Hopefully you find that information useful. Also, and I'll cover that also in my next video, during which we'll talk about the importance of or how to overcome fear of interviews, interview process in general, how to have fun during the interview process, as crazy as it sounds, but that's something we're going to talk about in the next video. But the good resource maybe to kind of get you started or thinking about the interview process, especially if you are actively in the job search, in the career search time right now. Maybe you're actively looking for a job. Then I encourage you to check out some of the books that I've written, and one of them specifically talks about the overcome fear of the interview process and how to have fun during the interview process. So you can find links to my author pages on Amazon.com by visiting my personal development website and blog, and the life coaching resource, which is www.heartandmindofaleader.com. And if you go to the store section, at the very top, you'll find there will be a couple links to my author pages on Amazon, and where you'll find the books on the interviews that I just mentioned, as well as other personal development leadership books that I've written over the years. So take a look at that, and I certainly look forward to speaking with you again in the upcoming video. This was Alex Geeson, and this is Heart and Mind of a Leader. I wish you all the best. Take care.